Sonia here from Sonia's Mixed Media, and I'm showing you today a new project that I've been working on. This is my new collage journal, and it's a very special one. It's a bit different than I've been doing. This is what they call Exquisite Corpse book, otherwise known as a 3-tier book. So this is my cover, and you can see I've just made this out of cardboard, and I've painted it and stamped it and decorated it, put some tape on there, washi tapes, and I have this rather unusual girl or lady decoration, and she's made of 3 different parts of different bodies. So we have the head was one part, the body was actually a man in a costume, and the bottom was actually like a toddler's body. So if we open up inside, you can see what I mean by a 3-tier book. Hope you can see that. I've got a bit of a glare today. I'll just try to prop it up. I think that's a bit better. So basically the book is cut into 3 pieces, and it's really fun to do because what you do is you find all different heads and all different bodies, and you can flip through and mix and match. And here are the legs. So I've been having so much fun with this. The original idea came from Kagedfish. Anyone who's ever does collage, I really highly suggest you go and watch Kagedfish. Just pick out, half a dozen videos and watch a few of her videos. She does all different projects. Some you may like, some you probably might not like. But she is like the collage queen. She just collages non-stop. Now, I call myself the collage queen as well because I just love collage. I'm totally addicted to it. I do it every single day. Even when I have a work day, I come home, I have my lunch. First thing I do after that is I collage. It's just a relaxing thing for me that I've found, and I just adore it. So I'm trying to find as many projects out there, guys, for you to have a look at and to try if you're into collage like I am. So I just love this 3-tier book. Like I said, got the 3-tier idea from Kagedfish, who's made a few of these, but she hasn't actually done any with this technique that I've done of making the different bodies. You probably remember these sorts of books when you're a kid, like little flip books where you can flip the images and change the images to something different. That's what I sort of think of when I look at these books, but it is so much fun to play with and to doodle in, and yeah, I want everyone to have a go at making one of these. So the first thing I did, I'm going to do a little tutorial today, which I normally don't do. I normally just do a show and tell, but I'm actually going to show you a little tutorial. So the first thing I did, and I won't show you because I think it's self-explanatory, this part, is I went and painted and collaged a whole heap of cardstock thickness papers. So the very first step I did was put underpants on my papers. So by underpants, underpants is from anyone who watches Laurie Marie Jenkins, they know what underpants are. Underpants are little bits of scrap paper from written piece of book pages to bits of scrapbook paper to magazine clippings, and it's for underneath your paintwork and underneath your art. So there's no rhyme or reason to it. You just slap on with some Mod Podge or glue your underpants. It's just to give a bit of texture to your artwork and a bit of interest. So you don't really got to pick out too well what you're putting on the page, because it just gets painted over anyway. So as you can see, if I hold this up close, you can see all bits under the paint. These bits here and through here. You can see these are underpants. So that was the first step I did. The second step to my papers was painting them all, and I used a really thin coat of acrylic paint. So I just got my acrylic paint, watered it down with my spray bottle so it wasn't too thick, so that I could still see my underpants underneath, because what's the point of putting your underpants on if you're just going to cover them up? That's not right in everyday life, is it? We all cover our underpants, hopefully. But in the art world, you don't want your underpants covered. You want to see bits of it poking out underneath. So that was the next step, was painting them all. I did a bit of flicking of paint. I did some stamping on here. Let's have a look. If we flip through, I put pieces of washi tape over them. I did, more stamping. And then the last thing I did was I went back and I found little collage images to just add a little bit more interest, so that it wasn't underneath, it was on top. So in this case, I picked a pink and purple theme. So all the collage images I picked for this part were all had something pink in them. But you don't have to do that. You can just put any random colour. But as you can see, this whole flip book is pink and purples. So yeah, just put like interesting things just for a bit of interest in the background of the picture. And I didn't do it on all the pages, but I did do it on most of them. Once all your pages are decorated in that way, I then sewed my signatures together. So that's one signature, and this is another signature. So in each signature I had 4 pieces of doubled over cardstock. So that will give you 8 pages, and I've got 2 of those making 16. And that's when I then just sewed them into my cover. So once you have all your papers done, and that took me an entire day. It may take you a few days, but I'm one of those people, once I start something, I have to finish it. So, yeah, that process, I was like, no, I'm finishing my decorated papers today. And it did take me all day. Believe me, by the time they dried and I got to do the next layer and the stamping and the washing tape, it took me all day. But like I said, take your time, you know, you're not in a hurry. Or on the other hand, be like me and be speedy. So once I got them, I was happy once I got them inside my, my cover. Then comes the really fun part. To me, that was fun, but I just wanted it done. This part is the bit where I get to relax. I take my time. I like to fiddle and have fun with it. And it's really cool. I like this idea. If you like this idea, keep listening, because I'm going to show you how I do it. So the first page you're going to do is pretty easy, because you don't really got to match anything up. So I just picked my favourite head, a body and some legs. And I made sure when I did place them on the page that they were all centered. So then when you flip over and you do the second and third page, you want to make sure that they all match up. This is the main thing. So you don't want to put your legs stuck over here because they're not going to match up with your body if it's over here. So just make sure you keep everything centered. And if you're doing, when I did this body, this is the next bit. Like I did these three first. Okay, I'm jumping ahead here. I did these three first. Then I decided to do a body here. So I matched it up with the head, so made sure that was all matched up. Okay. So then when I wanted to do the next legs, I made sure they were all matched up. And then so if you flip through any of this, you will see they all are matched up as best as possible. So you can make these bodies. And that's just the main trick. And if you flip through, everything matches up. So it's just basically making sure before you stick something down that it all lines up. All the legs, all the bodies, all the heads. Okay, so after I did that, then comes a really fun bit, and I decorated. I went and decorated all my collage pieces. So that's when you get all your pens. So I got a few different pens, just a normal biro pen. This is like a felt tip pen, a ballpoint pen I've got, and I've got my white Posca. So, yeah, decorate your pieces. So I drew on this scroll work on his hand, and I added the scrolls to his eyes there, his eyelids. And I put the white dots on his hat, and I did his cheeks in rouge. And decorated the bodies with dots and outlined them. Added colour. Now if you want to add colour, you can just, if you use matte medium over your collage pieces, golden matte medium is what I use, you can easily colour over the top of them with your pencils or paints. You could use watercolour paints. What I use in my process, and I absolutely love these pencils, is I use, I'll just show you my pencil holder here. These ones here are my absolute favourites. These are Derwent Ink Tense pencils, and these are different to other pencils because these are actually acrylic pencils. So they work awesome because once you put them on, if you then wet them with a wet paintbrush, they turn into a paint, like an acrylic paint. And you can, I'll show you how to use them in just a moment, but they are absolutely awesome if you don't want to get your acrylic paints out, or if you don't want to get your watercolor paints out. I use these. So I'll show you how to use them. There's a few different ways you can use these pencils. But back to the journal, I will just show you how I go about it. So we'll get to my next page, which is these two pages. So this page here. So what I like to do is I like to flip to my last body page before I put on my new head. So I've got all these cut out. These are all my heads, and I've all kind of measured them so that they are the size of my pages approximately. I might have to do a little bit trimming here and there, but all different heads. There's all sorts. There's men, there's women. I've even got a chicken. Okay, so I have a pile of heads. I have a pile of bodies. And the best places to get these are your fashion magazines. I was really lucky because I had a free catalogue from the Cabaret Festival, and it had awesome pictures in there of people in costume, in suits, drag queens, all that sort of thing. So it was just awesome images. They're my bodies. And then I have legs, or feet, legs, yeah, all different, you know, basic legs. Sitting legs, trousers, all sorts. So I have lots of those as well. Pop them back over there. So like I said, back over here, hope I'm not going too quick for you, but you want to line up with your last body. So what I do is I get my heads and I go through them, and I just see what I like to go with that body. Just having a look here. That looks pretty good. I like that head. Because this head is going to have to go with all of these bodies as well. So you just go through, you go, yeah, I actually like her with all of those bodies. So once you find a head that you like with the body, you just stick it on. I'm just going to use my glue stick for this one, but I normally use just Mod Podge. And like I said, just line it up, and before you stick it right down, just make sure that it lines up with all those other bodies. A little bit to the left. And once you're happy with its position, just stick it down. And we have a new head that goes with all the body. Once you've done that and you've gone and put, you can then put your body to go, your next body to go with her. So you go through your bodies, and I sort of cut them there. I cut them off. I try to have the neck on with the head and cut the bodies off at the bottom of the neck. So that one's nice, I like that. I have a Wonder Woman body, not so good. Got a big baby's body. That looks good. I don't mind that one either. You just go through and just have a good look at all the bodies you have and just see what you like best. I think I'm going to go with either this one or this one. I think I actually like this blue one. But before I stick it down, I'm just going to have a look what this blue one looks like with the other heads and legs. So it's not too bad. I think it's definitely usable. So then go ahead and stick that one down. So it's really quite easy. And just have fun with it. It's meant to be a fun book, so don't put too much pressure on yourself. So there you go. That's the new head and the new body. I'm just saying that is actually, I think I'm going to have to move it slightly over. That's what the glue stick's good for, because it moves. If you get to it in time, a little bit more over. That's better, I think. make sure that's stuck down with your card. Oops. There goes my camera. So it's squeaking. Ugh. So that's all there is to it, and then I will go ahead with my pens, these pens here, and I'll doodle on it. You know, you could decorate that hat on her head. You could, you know, doodle on her jumper. You could make some flowers. You can outline it. I do that a lot. You can see my cameras there. So I will outline a lot just to give it a bit of definition. And my pen's nearly worn out, I think. I actually haven't put any matte medium on this picture, so I don't know how good it will hold. It should be okay. Okay, you can add little bits of white on her cheeks. And just decorate it however you want to. Okay, you could add spots, you could add little crosses or zigzags on the jumper, whatever you want. So that's basically all there is to it. I would go and decorate that even a little bit more, and then you go and add your legs to it as well. And with my Inktense pencils, I just wanted to show you, it may be a little hard because I haven't got my matte medium on here though, but if I wanted to decorate her flower hat here, I don't have any water, but you can draw like this with your pencil and then add your water to it, and that will come up like acrylic paint. Or you can get your wet paintbrush and you can wet the tip of this, and when you go to use it and put it on the paper, it will already be like a paint. And I'm just thinking of the other way. The other way is you can wet your paper and you can then go and use your pencil. But I don't have any water here with me at the moment, but if I did, you'd be able to see that that turns into fantastic acrylic, here it is here, acrylic type paint. It's almost like watercolor. It's between watercolor and acrylic looking. You can see I've used it on her cheeks and I've used it on her hair. How awesome is that yellow on her hair? But yeah, like I said, the best thing to do is to have matte medium over your image first so that you can actually use that properly. Okay, so this is my project that I'm working on at the moment. If you've got any other questions, please do ask. And thumbs up if you did like this project. And please leave a comment. Love to hear from you and what you think of the 3-tier journals. And I'm going to work on this some more today, and I will definitely be back to show you the entire finished project. So everyone have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye for now.